This is Sandra Johnson and John Cliff. They've been coming here every Monday and Friday for 3 years. Johnson is a tutor at Lobach Literacy. She works one-on-one with adults like Cliff to improve their reading and writing. People come to Lobach for a number of reasons. Some, like Cliff, have a disability that wasn't properly addressed in the education system. Others had to quit school early or just need to upgrade.
Oh yes, I did have one that was actually taking courses at a university level, and his tutor told him he couldn't write any better, that he needn't bother coming back. So he came and just took the Lobach handwriting course, and that was, a real success. So.
Literacy is something that we take for granted as university students. But outside these walls, people like Cliff struggle daily with the task of reading and writing. Many New Brunswickers grow up not being able to read their bills or understand a label on a medicine bottle. We may not think of Canada as having a literacy problem, yet 4 out of 10 Canadians struggle with literacy. Here in New Brunswick, that number is much higher. More than 60% of adults don't have the minimum literacy skills. In the past decade, 340,000 people have moved from Atlantic Canada to another part of the country. The young and educated people leave, and New Brunswick is left with an older, less literate population. Jeanette Desarnes is the only paid employee at Frontier College. The nonprofit organization trains volunteer tutors who work with people struggling with literacy. Frontier College works with learning groups across Canada, but Desarnes says New Brunswick faces some specific literacy challenges.
New Brunswick's economy is largely based on natural resources like forestry and fisheries and stuff, so we have a lot of the population that's out in rural areas, and a lot of people don't have access to a lot of like tutoring that we have, programs that we have here, or even like they're dealing with dial-up internet instead of high speed, so they don't have the resources they would have in bigger cities.
There's often a stigma that's put on people who need help with their literacy. It's difficult for adults to go back and learn the basics of reading and writing. And so the people who most need help aren't getting it.
I think there's a lot of misinformation out there about literacy, about how it's a certain sector of the population, or it's just young people. Like anybody who's graduated from high school must be able to read. That's not true. Like there are so many people that need help. They've kind of like slipped through the cracks. And
Canada is one of the few industrialized nations that doesn't have a system set up for adult education. This means most of the funding and programming falls to the provinces. Because of the lack of money, a substantial amount of training is done by volunteers. Literacy is more than just learning how to read. Volunteers at places like Lobach Literacy help people develop a wide range of skills, including how to use a computer and problem solving. Literacy groups and tutors work diligently with adult learners. They equip them with the confidence to flourish in their communities. For Cliff, his family's support has made all the difference.
His work. He feels better about himself, and he feels part of the community now, whereas before he felt very isolated, I'm sure, although he didn't say it. I'm sure he did.
For Stu Journalism, I'm Emma Smith.